welcome back. We are all at Twitter about Twitter. As most of the world is, it is now the third top social networking site after Facebook and MySpace. Let's give a little primer on how it works. It is a social networking site that allows you to keep in touch with people by answering online on your own page the very simple question, what are you doing? In 140 characters or less. I am on Twitter. Ladies, are you on Twitter?
I joined Twitter, but I'm going to say I'm actually not a Twitter about Twitter. I will be the anti-Twitter fan on this show.
Okay. Well, today we will discuss how we think it's changing the way people communicate, who we love to follow, and who we think should shut the tweet up.
The people who created the site and the people who are actually successfully using it, I think it's beyond updates.
Like Barack Obama, he has done amazing things through Twitter. And I hear that I'm not American, so I haven't really jumped on the bandwagon, but the people who joined his Twitter group, and then once they got added into his group, it's like a huge privilege. There's this moment like, oh, Barack Obama is following me.
Oh, because you return, well, it's not like Facebook where you have to get access to someone's page. You can just look on anyone's page. And so celebrities are using it as a promotional tool, right? A celebrity will have a team of people that takes care of their Facebook, their MySpace, their Twitter, their blogging, their website. It's a major forum for celebrities.
How do we know which celebrities are for real and which ones aren't? And so they analyzed a bunch of the different celebrities. So we'll say Britney Spears, she's one of the top followed people right now. They say when she signs it Britney, it's actually her. Like, I guess one of her latest updates is, great show last night, good energy, I get to see my boys tonight, Britney. But every time it's not signed by Britney, it's her team who's updating
There's her
it.
manager.
But they're also saying there's a lot of people who, it is them, like Perez Hilton. He takes pictures of himself. He's actually updating his own site. But how do we know who is and who
Well, that's
isn't?
it. Perez Hilton, I mean, that is his job. He is an online personality, an online voice, and so you believe that it's him. There are people that I follow that I would like to think is them, like Anna Wintour and Karl Lagerfeld, but it's probably some funny little writer writing things in an Anna Wintour style. And then there's Britney, and there's Kanye, and there's 50 Cent, who was in the news because it was actually someone else writing for him and wrote something that made the news.
Maybe I'm still a little out of the loop because I feel like just in the last couple months has the younger generation started getting on the Twitter bandwagon, because I feel like before it was a more computer savvy people that were using it. Is it easier than sending a text message? Is it easier than BlackBerry Messenger?
It works in a similar way.
I think it's quite different because you have access to people you wouldn't have access to, and there's a false intimacy that happens. It's almost like you're able to legally stalk people and kind of get in on their secret dialogue, but then it's also manipulated, and so is it, you know, are we getting more intimate with each other, or are we getting, you know, more showy?
It is false intimacy, and I don't think in the way of us intruding on, like us, presuming that we are the ones reading someone else's Twitter page, not in the way that we are intruding on their privacy, but it's false intimacy in that you think that you're reading people's private things that they don't fully know are being written on purpose for the public to read. These social networking sites, Twitter included, do help you reach out to people that are perhaps far away and not a part of that close, potentially 5-person inner circle, but obviously it will not replace those types of relationships. So that leads to the question though, what do you think this type of social networking, I told you, I started looking at different people's pages and, you know, 20 minutes had gone by without me even realizing it. So although I criticized John Mayer for tweeting a lot, I read them all, so I'm sorry. I did, you know, I read them. You put them out there and I read them. So where do you think that's going to bring us as a race, as a species in the future if we are trapped in front of our computers? Like, I imagine Jabba the Hutt future, like we're super smart and we're on our computer all the time, but we forgot what sunlight looks like.
Like we don't even know how to have conversations face to face. Well, just to save you some time, there is a website called celebritytweets.com. So you don't have to keep going from one to the other. You can just get a full update. I feel like an investigator. I like it. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can go. One thing I do find interesting for us to point out in particular is the lack of editing on the bad side that the internet provides, and then the opportunity to have a public voice that it provides. And we, of course, as an online web series,
take advantage of that. And one of the comments under one of our episodes at one point was something to the effect of, 3 little birdies chirp, chirp, chirping, which is not so different than tweeting. And so, yes, we take advantage of this open forum to discuss our opinions all the time. And that's what Twitter is.
Ashton Kutcher, he was only following a very small percentage of the people who are following him, whereas Barack Obama, he's following most of the people who are following him. So one is choosing to use it to elevate himself and be on a platform, whereas Barack Obama and his people are trying to create a forum for dialogue.
That's a perception thing, though, because Barack Obama has no idea what you're tweeting to him. It's more, I perceive that as more of a man of the people thing. Like, you follow me, I follow you, we are one.
Although I would argue that he wanted to keep his BlackBerry so that he could get access out of his circle of people, and I think he wants to get in touch with, and another positive thing I think Twitter can do is the word on the streets. It really is what is being said about events from a local level.
And if you have enough volume on a certain message, I think it will get to Barack.
I guess the reason why, and I'll mention Facebook, the reason why I do like Facebook is because you can actually see people's pictures, you get a better sense of them, I feel, and you can write longer messages, maybe disagree.
I find that that's a whole other barrel of monkeys,
world. But with Twitter, it's just so limited. We're already limiting our speech so much, just the vocabulary. People don't write a full word schedule, it's like sked. And to me, it's almost like this dystopian society where we're decreasing our knowledge and we're decreasing, we don't sit around and philosophize anymore. We're just limiting our ideas into just...
Although Twitter, if you are a philosopher, is a great forum to share your thoughts with everyone. Whether or not people care, well, I guess that has to do with your celebrity. If you care about Twitter, about what we have to say, then please, we read your comments, as you know, because we saw the guy who thought we were chirping, and we don't mind, we love it. That's why we do this. That's why we are on Twitter. That's why we're on Facebook. And we would love to hear everything you have to say about this topic and others, as always, in our comments section, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.